week we started off with really great news coming out of the presentation by the President for their plan, or his plan, for the economic recovery of South Africa. It was really pleasing to see that rail played quite a significant role in this plan. I have been, as the magazine, quite an advocate for open access and greater participation from the private sector in terms of freight operations, or let's call it the movement of freight. And certainly from a manufacturer's perspective, them having the option of more than, either Transnet or PRASA as a customer. And that's not necessarily to say that Gautrain is not a customer, but it's smaller than the other two by a lot. So in essence, if one considers that the rail safety regulator has over 200 operators, perhaps not all of them will be looking at accessing the main core network, but certainly there will be a good number of them that do. And this means that they will be investing in people, in processes, in rolling stock, in spares, and that obviously will have a direct impact on the supply base for the South African manufacturer. In addition to that, I think what's quite important, or what has been quite interesting, is people's views following this announcement, and like the unions, for example, getting quite upset, lumping everything in terms of privatization and PRASA, without realizing that this isn't necessarily privatization that we're discussing, nor is it PRASA in totality. There are two very distinct separate issues here. One is freight and one is passenger. And I'm also of the view, and again, this is my view and in my opinion, if we take PRASA right now, it is a skeleton, really, of the organization that it used to be. And I don't think it's doing, as an organization, I don't think it's doing anybody any favors. So from a fiscus perspective, we don't have that money. So if private sector can participate, can put forward a safe, reliable, predictable passenger rail service that is not there just to service the poorest of the poor, but the people of this country. It doesn't matter where you go in the world, the people of that country use the trains as an integrated public transport, network. So, and that is exactly how it should be viewed here in South Africa. We should be able to hop on a train, go shopping, hop on a train, go to university, hop on a train, go to work. And our network needs to start servicing where people live and where people work. As government, we don't have that kind of money, and this is a royal we. The government does not have that kind of money to implement that kind of investment. If the private sector is willing and able to do so, it should, and it should be encouraged. So in this Coffee with the Editor, I have been in touch with a couple of role players who I think are significant. There are some who have declined to comment. There are some who can't comment because they are in financial close. I think the minister who I did invite to comment is busy running around doing something with the taxis, so maybe he just doesn't have time to chat right now. But hopefully we'll get his input fairly soon as well, just as I think it needs to be a collective conversation. So enjoy those who I have spoken to so far. And next week, I think I'll be chatting to a couple of manufacturers who are also willing and able to invest, bring the latest technology, the latest equipment into this environment to execute this plan. Without further ado, I invite my first guest.